Saturday morning on the 23rd of May. Let me know if you're joining me. Pop on in and say hello. Come down. G'day, welcome. All right. Let me just see if everybody's on here. All right, so good morning, everybody. How are we today? Just while the camera sort of logs in and gets everything happening for me to see some comments, I just want to welcome you. Welcome. It is freezing here in Melbourne this morning. I have both heaters on and my like 5 layers on. It's just ridiculous. Super cold. Anyway, good morning, everybody. My name is Beck Hall. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Melbourne, Australia, and I come here live every Saturday morning to do some crafting with you for about half an hour or so. So if you're joining me, welcome. Come on in, say g'day. I always love to be chatting with people that are joining me. It's otherwise it gets a bit boring when I'm sitting here talking to myself, eh? So good morning, Ruth. How are you this morning? Thanks for joining me. So I'm going to show you a bit of a fancy fold today. I taught it in my team meeting earlier in the month. So I thought I'd share it with all of you guys today. So good morning, Marianne. Thanks for joining me. Hello. All right, so I'm going to flip you down and we're just going to get started this morning and we'll see where we end up. So I'm going to flip you down to my desk. Now I've got a few things out to work with this morning. So I've got the Party Alphabet dies here this morning. I've got the Balloon Festoon bundle. I have some of the new In Color Designer Series paper, and I have some of this new In Color Pearlized specialty paper. If you haven't seen this paper, oh my God, it's super shiny. Let me grab it out and show you. So it comes in all of the new 5 in colors, and it's like it's on Wink of Stella overload. Look at that. It is just beautiful, this paper. Oh my goodness, why did the camera just do that? I'm going to attempt to do something. I know it's just gone all fuzzy, but it does it when I do white. So I'm going to do this. Hopefully the camera will fix itself and then come back out again. See? I don't know why. This is driving me nuts, this camera. I do apologize if it is jumping for you, but I don't know why. I've done all my research, and anyway, let's get on with the card. All right, so I've got some card base cut out for you here, and I'm going to tell you what measurements they all are. So we have a normal card base here, cut at 29.7, so just an A4 length of paper by 10.5, and then we're going to fold this in half. So I'm going to grab my best trimmer in the world and come in with that, and I'm going to score that down here now. So we're going to go 14.9 and just score that in half like that. And then I'm going to fold this in half. All right. So basically that's it. That's all we need to do for our card base. Then we have this little piece of cardstock here. So this is all just white cardstock. And this is cut at 27.9. So you'll see over here, I've got it at 27.9 centimeters. And then we're going to score this at 1.9, which I don't normally do on this side. It's a bit dodgy. So 1.9. Then I'm going to go down to 13.7, and I'm scoring that. I'm going to do 18.1, score, 19.4, score that, and then 23.5, so 23.5, and we'll score that. Okay. So then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little score lines on the, see, Maura, I don't know what happens. It works and then it doesn't work. It just drives me nuts. Hey, Jan, good morning. Hey, Julie, yeah, it's stopped now. I know. I don't know. It's, I want to say it's a female, but I don't know. Good morning, Talia. How are you? Good morning, Judy, all the way from Sale. I hope you had good weather yesterday. So, all right. so now I'm just going to fold these. So I'm going to fold this one all into itself. Okay, so all of these are going to get folded in. So it creates like a little tabletop. See that? How it creates like that little tabletop like that. And then this one I'm just going to leave for now, but you could bend it back and forth. But anyway. All right, so now we're going to work on our front of our card. So this is where we get to decide what color paper we're going to use. So I need you guys to tell me what color from the in colors you want me to use. So, and then we'll decide on a pattern. Let me grab all of this out. So we have Golden Glow, Hydrangea Hue, sorry, excuse me. We have, I'm thinking I'm going to go with the spots because we're using the balloons. So I'm thinking we're going to go with the spots. Peaceful Pine. Where are my other colors at? Calypso Coral. Oh, my fingers don't want to work today. Calypso Coral. And then we also have Barely Blush. Now, I think Barely Blush is out of it because it's just a bit too pale for what we want. So let me know what color you want me to work with, and then we'll grab some cardstock and I'll cut a card base. So it's male. Yeah, I reckon too. Hey, Maura? Male. And see, now it's all jumpy again. I don't know. I really don't know. Ever since I've moved to my little dungeon here, it's decided to do that. So, all right. So let me know what color you think I should use. And should I use, I think I like the little spots. I think I'm going to use the little spots. What have we got here? The Hydrangea Hue. You want me to use the Hydrangea Hue? You know, out of all the colors when we were at Picture to Page last week, these two, and believe it or not, Crisp Cantaloupe. So these three were probably the most popular colors that we were using with our make and takes. So, all right. Well, most of you are saying Hydrangea Hue. So let's use Hydrangea Hue. And then I'm going to grab some cardstock here with some Hydrangea Hue on it. And I'm just going to cut a normal card front. So I'm going to cut this down in half because then I know I've got a card base there ready to go. So I'm going to cut this down to 10 centimeters by 14.4, which is just a card front. And then I'll put that away where it's supposed to live so then I know. This is going to sit on our card base like so. And then I'm going to use these amazing banner dies to create our front banner panel. Now, I'm thinking I don't want to have, so if we've got the banners right and they're like super wide, but if I don't want a wide banner, I want to make it a bit skinnier. So I'm thinking maybe about that skinny. So about a finger width shorter than my banner, right? So I'm just going to grab my U-Butte ruler and I want to go, all right, so I want to make this, what is it? The banner is 8 centimeters. So I want to make it like a 6 centimeter wide banner. So we take 2 off either side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 6 centimeters. Like so. So we'll go 6 centimeters like that. See, and that'll make now a nice long skinny banner, but you're going back, it's not the right size. But like this, see? So I want a skinny banner, but I'm thinking now, do I want it a bit longer? Maybe I want it a bit longer. Maybe I need to grab one of the bigger banners. What do you guys think? Do we need it a little bit longer or do we need it a bit fatter? See, I think that long is probably pretty cool, but do we want it fatter? I don't know. Do we like the skinny banner or do we want a fatter banner? Oh my goodness. Just hold, please. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me when I walk out of the room, but my cutting plates are in the other craft room. I took them in. So just hold the line, caller. Play some music. I'm not sure if you'll still be able to hear me because the Bluetooth might kick out as I walk into the other room here. It'd be interesting to know if you can still hear me when I walk through and around into the other room, that's for sure. Well, that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Fancy forgetting your cutting plates. Could you hear me while I was gone? The skinny banner, Josie, you reckon? All right, we'll do the skinny banner. So let me bring in my die cutting machine. Now I've got my plates. Could you hear me when I walked in the other room? Could you hear me still prattling on? All right. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to put this long skinny banner on and basically center up the banner in the middle here. And then we're going to run that through. So we get a really nice long skinny banner. You could hear me, Susie. Oh, that was good. All right. So it's not doing any die cutting on the side. It's literally just cutting those banner ends for us. See? Like so. Oops. So then we have our nice long skinny banner. All right. Now we'll need another little banner for the inside. And I'm thinking we'll go a couple of these little guys here. So we'll use these 3 smaller ones here, I think. Let's see. What have we got? Go like that one. I think that and that. Those 2. So we'll grab this one here and I'll just cut a banner from that. And then do we want to match the hydrangea hue with the shimmery paper? Or do we want to match it with a different color? So let me just move all of this out the way. I've got this amazing color chart here. Now I do have some of these for sale. And you go, well, they're just cardstock, Beck. We could cut our own. You could cut your own. But, but on the back of every one of them is a nice sticker that tells you all of the codes and numbers that you need to order. So, for example, if I went to my pool party here, it tells me the A4 cardstock number, the 12x12 two-tone cardstock number, the ink pad, the re-inker, and the stamping blends that comes with it. So it's all the information is on the back of all of these colors. So what we can do now is we can go to our in color section here at the back. So we've got all the new in colors, and this includes white as well. White, black, wild, very vanilla, willow white, all the different colors that we have in the range. So I have them for sale. Yes, you can, Susie. They're going to be $15 each. So not too bad. So far too organized. All right, so now we can see I can lay these down and we can go, oh, should we do a different color on the background by doing with these here? So we've got crisp cantaloupe, hydrangea hue. Christine, you want one too? That's great. Just let me know in the comments if you are after one. Green, I don't think green's any good. So I'm kind of leaning towards either doing the same color or maybe using that beautiful, I think I like the pink. What do you think? Should we do pink or should we do the hydrangea hue and go the same? Hydrangea hue the same, or should we use the pink as the background? Don't forget, we're going to do it in the shimmery paper. So you're going to get a bit of a shimmer on the edge. Pink? I'll get one if you have one left on the 31st. Too easy, Jules. Barely blush, Megs, you reckon? All right, barely blush. All right, we're going to do that. All right, so we'll grab our barely blush shimmer paper, which might make our camera go a bit funny. Hopefully not. And we'll just trim a piece of that off here. So I'm just going to trim it down to 10 centimeters. Just random amount. And then, oh, where did I put the other die? Did I have another die here? I thought I had another die here. I do have another die somewhere. Where did I put it? Please don't. Oh, here it is. All right, so I think we're going to die cut this one here out. So this is for the inside of our card. So I'm going to die cut that one out. And then I'm thinking we'll put a big one on the front as well. Yeah? So this will be for the inside. Like so. And then I'm going to grab another big one here. And I think let's see. I want to make that a slightly bigger piece. All right, so I need to cut this down. So their last one was 6 centimeters. I'm going to cut this one down. Let's cut it to 14.4. I'm just going to cut a card front off. And then I'm going to cut it to, do I want a really skinny border or I really want a fat border? Let's go a fat border. So I'm going to go 7 centimeters. Let's see. Now, if we grab our big die, so the same die we used before. Now, I want to make this slightly longer. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to hang this off the edge here and I'm going to put my die here. So what this is going to do now is it's going to make my banner this much longer. So when I put this one on here, I should get a nice even border around. Now I could trim the edge of the top off, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay. So, and what this is going to do, as I run this through, it's going to cut this edge here, but this edge here is not going to cut. All right. So watch. We're going to run this through, and I can run it all the way through like so. Because that edge is hanging off my die, see that? It didn't cut the edge. So now I've got a super long border here that I can then whack on there like so. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. So these banners, there are so many different sizes that we can use these banners for. Right, so I've got that. I've got that. Now I did have, oh, here we go. Is that my smaller die? Yes, that's my smaller one. So then I think I'm going to die cut one of these out with this paper. So this is to the inside. So once we get all of these bits together, it's just a matter of, decorating it the way you sort of want it to be decorated. Once we get all these bits together, then we can start putting it together. So I think we've got our little banners there now. Let me just put all of them back into its packaging so I don't lose it. And then we'll die cut some balloons out. So what is everybody up to today? Guess what I'm doing? I'm going shopping for a new washing machine. Yes, going shopping for a new washing machine. Ho hum. So I've been looking, and I think I've decided on a Bosch washing machine. But who knows? I haven't actually seen them. Shimmer paper. How did I miss? Oh my God, Megan, it's amazing, the shimmer paper. All right, so now we're going to grab some balloons, and I'm going to do a few of these ones and one of these, and then I'm going to bring in this little guy here and this little guy here. All right. So let's die cut a few of these out now. Grab our little pink shimmer. We'll do a couple out of here, and then I'm going to grab just did I have a bit of that? I think I might grab, I thought I had some spare hydrangea hue here. Oh, I do. Here we go. Oh, it's a bit big. Let me go and see if I've got a smaller piece. Because, we got to use those scraps up first. See, I knew I had a smaller piece. We use the scraps up before we use a big piece. That's my little motto or rule. All right. So now we're going to run that through. Pruning and weeding all week, getting prepped to go back to work on Monday. Have you been on holidays? Oh, no, you've been in hospital, Evelyn. How are you feeling, Dale? Hope you're feeling a bit better. All right. So we've got these little guys happening here. Probably wondering what these are, but I'll show you what they are. And then we've got a balloon and a balloon. And then I'm going to cut some more balloons out of this here. Should I use that? Oh, should I? No, I want this one. We'll cut some balloons out of here. And then I'm going to do the opposite here. That's not going to fit. Let's get rid of this, that. Pastels shimmer. These are the in color shimmers, Megan, that we're using. Going to the rugby tonight. Gigi, will it be cold? It'll be cold, won't it, at the rugby? Well, my life's exciting to go for a washing machine, but we are going out for dinner tonight. One of my friends' birthday was yesterday, so well, it's actually one of Brett's friends. He's my friend too. But we're going out to Okami, which is a all-you-can-eat Japanese restaurant. So Eden and Brett have like already put the challenge out there to see who is going to eat the most. So if you're not sure who Eden is Fiona from New Zealand. Her son is staying with us for a little bit while he gets on his feet when he's moved over here. And yeah, the challenge has been set to see which one of the two of them will eat the most. So that's going to be an interesting dinner, as what I can say. All right, so these little bits here, we're going to just glue them onto the balloon, and they're going to be like, you know, the little highlighted piece of our balloon here. So we'll just grab a bit of glue and pop a bit of glue on those. I'm just looking. I'm going to take a blanket. Is it a heated blanket, Gigi? Charity to do this afternoon. 2 lots of friends outings tomorrow. Oh, Julie, you got a busy weekend. Oh, you got your 2 grandsons to play with, Christine. Awesome. All right. Just catching up on some comments. See, make sure I haven't missed any. All right, so we're going to pop these on here like so. Get glue everywhere. So a bit of a shimmer on the balloon there. Doesn't that look cool? And then we'll put a bit of a shimmer on this balloon here. Like that. And then I'm going to do the opposite here. Yeah, Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but sometimes if you just drop your dye onto the glass, I have once again, on the end of my finger, a split. I hurt it at work yesterday, and it's a bit owie. Don't you just hate those little splits on the end of your fingers? All right, put some of this glue here on this one. Oh, that looks good. The shimmer on the matte balloon looks really good. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm going to put that up there. Put the little one on back. Don't know if you can see that shimmer, but I'm going to put, that's the wrong one too. So there's 2 different shimmers. I've been glued up both ones. They both go the same way. And when you're doing it on your balloons, you want to make sure that the shimmers are going the same way, because the light would be hitting that balloon at the same spot. All right. Okay. I'm going to move those out of the way. So we've got our little balloons. So we're going to mix and match them. So that's going to be our front here. And this is going to be our inside piece as well. All right. And then we're going to glue this one down to here like so. So we'll just grab a bit of glue. Actually, before I glue it down, I'm just going to grab my black, I'm going to grab my, where are they? The white gel pen. I'm just going to see. Let me see. I'm thinking I might scribble around the edge of it in the white gel pen. Let's see if we'll see that. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's do that because it kind of looks like streamers. So I'm just going to go around the edge here like so. Give it a bit of a squiggle, bit more of a squiggle. And go up, bit of a squiggle, bit of a squiggle, bit more of a squiggle, squiggle, and to there. Can you see that there? I might not focus on it properly. You can see it in like real life though, in IR. All right, then we can glue it down. And then I'm thinking the back blue bit is just a bit plain. So I think we need to do something to that. So we're just going to do that there like that. Might pull that down a bit. Beauty about glue is that we have a bit of wiggle room, and I'm just going to trim the top of that off because remember we said that we could trim the top of that off. So let me grab my little mini trimmer. I have these mini trimmers for sale in the studio too for $12 each. So if you ever want to, you know, if you need one of those, let me know. Oh. All right. So we're going to do that. And then I think on our card here, we need something in the background. What do you think? Do we need something in the background? You really need to craft. Can only imagine. I've got heated blankets, Gigi, so I take them when I go. I've even got heated seats that I sit on. Oh, I hope so, Evelyn. I'm glad you're feeling better, though, and I'm glad that the blood count's heaps better. That's much better. All right, so we're going to then, I think we need to stamp on the back of that. Let's grab some stamps out. I think I'm going to do the big dots on the background there. And then I'm going to go enjoy, let's celebrate, I think, for a sentiment on the front of that. All right, so let's grab the big dots here. Grab my little trimmer here, or stampy stamp tool. And I'm just going to stamp them in Hydrangea Hue on the top of that there. So just go like so. There, like that. And then we'll pop this one here like that. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, let's just glue that one down. Now, I know that we have ribbon and stuff with Stampin' Up, but, you know, for me, for balloons, what's the first thing you think of when you think of balloons? For me, it's curling ribbon, right? So when we use curling ribbon on balloons, now I just so happen to have like a whole massive bag of curling ribbon. Now I'm sure everybody's got curling ribbon in there. If they've got a craft, if they're crafty or whatnot, you've got a ton of curling ribbon. I have this, let me show you. Let me just flip you around and show you. I have this big bag full of curling ribbon. Like it's just massive, right? And you can get curling ribbon like this. So this whole roll cost me like $2.50. Super cheap, right? Now we're going to put some curling ribbon onto the back of our balloons because that's what goes on balloons, isn't it? We think of curling ribbon, it goes on balloons. So, all right. So we're going to stick this here down to our card like so. And it's about using what you've got in your studio, hey. All right, so we're going to stick this here like so, the front, and then I'm going to pop these two big balloons on here like that with my curling ribbon underneath them. So how we're going to do that, we're going to flip them over the back here. We're going to get a little bit of tear and tape like so. I made crafting look easy. I don't know about that, Gigi. But I do like to use what's in my studio, and I do like to use what we have on hand. Now, because this curling ribbon's like $2.50, like we can just, you know, do a heap of it. It's no, you don't have to be like frugal with it or anything like that. And then I'm just going to pop that on the back there, and I'm just peeling this tape off. Now, before I stick this one down, I noticed that when I put that balloon down, it sort of got hidden a little bit. So I'm going to grab my Hydrangea Hue blending brush, and I'm just going to go over the edge just to give it that little bit of something, just to, you know, make it a little bit different from the background. So it just doesn't blend in as much to our background. Okay. Like that, and then we're going to stick that down there like that. Then we're going to grab some dimensionals, grab some big dimensionals. Got crap everywhere on my desk, and we're going to just pop some dimensionals. Now I'm putting the dimensionals in the middle of the balloon, so then I can overlap them with each other on the front here. All right, so we're going to go like that, and I'm going to pull those two off, get rid of that. Then I'm just going to grab my scissors and look at this. Whoa, look at that. Now, doesn't that just scream party on the front of this card? All right, then I'm just going to give it a little kink backwards there, so then when I stick it down, it stands out. Look at that. How cool does that look? Isn't that just fun? And I mean, you could get a glue dot and put a glue dot down here to hold it down there. I just like the free flowing of the actual curling ribbon on the card front. And you know, isn't that what balloons have, is curling ribbon? So I'm curling it from the back here first, then I'm flipping it over just so that it sits a little bit flatter, and then I'm just giving it a little bit of a, you know, flat look there. Look at that. Doesn't that look fun? Like a bit of curling ribbon. How cool does that look? Wait, we're not finished yet. We're going to finish the inside now. All right. So now that we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Now, well, I don't have a sentiment on here yet, but we can come back to that. We're going to finish the middle bit. All right. So now we're going to come back to this bit here. And we have this long skinny bit here. So this bit here is cut at 10.5 centimeters this way by 5.7 centimeters this way. Now we're going to attach this piece here to the back here like so. So I'm just going to use tear and tape, but you could use glue or whatever you prefer. So I'm going to pop some tear and tape on the back here, 2 little pieces here and here. And then I'm going to do on this little flap at the end here, a couple of little pieces here and here. Okay. Now we're going to start with this end. So I'm going to pull these 2 off here like so. And then I am going to fold this around here like that. So see how I'm folding it around the back and roughly in the middle, roughly. I'm not a measurer. All right. So now I've got this look here. Okay. Then it's going to fold like that. See that? So it's at the back. I'm going to fold it in like so, and then I'm going to push it flat like that. All right. So now my tear and tape is on this side here. It's a bit hard to see because it's wide. All right. And then I'm going to flip it over. So my tear and tape's on this side. I'm going to flip it over here, and I'm going to put 2 pieces of tear and tape down on here like so. All right. Now I'm going to flip that off. I'm going to do that off. And then I'm going to lay this down in my card like so. And I'm going to line this up here with my fold. And then we're going to put that back piece down. Okay, so this is all flat. It's all flat. Then I'm going to lift up these 2 little pieces of tear and tape. And I'm just going to pull that bit in a bit because it's a little bit hanging over. And then I'm just going to shut the front door. Okay. So we've shut the front door. And then what's going to happen is we're going to go like that. And see that? That whole thing lifts up. How cool is that? Look. When you open it, and go whoop, and it lifts up. See? How cool. All right. All right, so then we're going to decorate this piece on the inside here. So I need 2 little strips down the side here. So I think I could I do that? Do you think? Could I put the big ones on? We're going to put this here. I think I'm going to use the big stripes. All right. So is that going to be, oh, look at that. That's going to be long enough. All right. Let's go. I'm just going to cut it this way. I'm going to cut about 4.5 centimeters, I think. So I'm going to go 4.5 centimeters. And then I'm just going to trim it in half. So it's 4.5 centimeters wide. And then I'm going to trim this at 6 inches because it was 6-inch piece. All right. Now, why I do this like this is I'm going to glue these 2 pieces down here like so, and they are overhanging. I'm going to trim them off after, because if you haven't put your mechanism exactly center, I can't, like normally if you were to do, you know, because the middle bit you take out to, anyway, there's a whole process to it. But this is just the easiest way to do it, because if this bit's not centered then you can't cut two pieces exactly the same here. Does that make sense? Please tell me if that makes sense or not. All right, sorry I missed about the little trimmer. I was outside. I've got some here for sale, just into they're $12 each. So if you would like one, let me know. That doesn't include postage though, so I would have to post them to you. All right, so I'm going to then pop this piece on here like so. So I've just put glue over the whole lot, and then I'm just going to do glue here the same. Okay, so glue all the way down here. Make sure you don't get any glue here, because this is where your mechanism needs to work. All right, so I'm going to pop this in here like that. See, and now our mechanism slides in and out between those two pieces. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess here on the back. So if you make it, your 4 centimeters should fit. But if you don't center your panel piece properly, it won't, your designer series paper won't sit properly, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Please tell me that makes sense. All right. So I'm just going to trim these ones off here. Like so. I'm glad to see that these dots have lined up. That means I've put it on straight. I have little trimmers. Sorry, Angela. So these little trimmers here I have for sale. They don't come with the little scoring blade, but our scoring blades fit in, but they have a little trimmer blade with them. And they're $12 each. So I do have some, here for sale if you are after one. So just let me know. All right. So now we've got our opening with our cardstock on the inside here. And then we're going to glue these two pieces together. So we'll put a bit of glue on here, like so. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of glue onto this panel here. And then I'm going to stick my little banner on there like that. And then we're going to do the same thing to our little balloons here. We're going to grab our tear and tape and our curling ribbon. Now, I did see somebody mention that we could probably colour. Who was that put? I saw a comment. You could put the back piece on first, Kay, and that would fill that gap. But it's kind of cool that it's blank here, because it sort of gives it a track to run in and out of, if that makes sense. But yes, you could put the back piece on if you wanted a whole piece there. But then when you put the back piece on, you're going to have that white bit sticking out here. Remember that big bit that holds the track to run it. So that's the only downside about putting it on first. I hope that answers your question. All right. Get a bit more of this beautiful curling ribbon. And I did see somebody, could you colour the curling ribbon with blend? Let's give it a crack, Evelyn. Let me grab our Hydrangea Hue blends. Let's just see. We'll use the brushy end. Let's just see if it colours. Oh, I think it will. Look at that. Let's see. Oh, no, it kind of rubs off. It doesn't sort of hold the colour. Yeah. It probably would if you let it dry, if you were patient enough. Maybe that's the wrong colour to try. Let's grab this colour and see what this colour does. It does colour it, but I don't know if it's going to stay. Let's just let that sit for a little bit. Although I'm a bit impatient, so letting that sit probably won't work. Oh, look, there we go. Yes, there you go. So that's white colouring ribbon, and I just coloured that with the strawberry slush. You obviously can't see the Hydrangea Hue bit because it's a bit light, but look, dark colours, yes. So there you go. I've got blends on my finger now. Anyway, all right, I need to cut another piece here because I just coloured the bit that I'd cut. And we're going to then pop on our curling ribbon. All right, down and down like so. Grab some dimensionals, pop them on the back here. So I hope you give this card, it really is super easy. It looks difficult because of all the little different and pieces in it. And you can decorate it with whatever you like on the inside. Like there's no, you know, no right or wrong way to do that. Actually, I think I'm going to put that up a bit higher like so. And then pop our little balloons in here. Like that. I'm going to go like that. And then we're going to curl those in. Like that. I'll just do a little bit of a thing to make it. So you just want to make sure that it sits flat at the front there. Because you want it to pop up. How cute does the curling ribbon look though? Like, oh yes, Angela, you certainly can buy one. No problemo. I'll have to work out postage for them. So then when it folds flat, look. So it folds flat to post. And then it opens up when you open it up and the balloons pop out. How cool is that? All right, so now I'm going to put a bit of a sentiment on there. So that's what this piece is for. We're going to go, let's celebrate. Grab my little... Oh, I've got crap everywhere. Honestly, I really need to learn to become a cleaner crafter. Like that's going to happen. All right, we'll do some... Let's celebrate. What have we got? What have we got? I was just looking at my punches to see what I could... would I put a circle on there? Do you think a circle would fit? Let's try a circle. Put it up here. So then I've got a choice of where I can... What I can cut with. What have I got up here? Inch and... No, that's not going to fit back. 2.5 inches. I think that's too big. No. All right. Let's change it up. Let's do something different. Let's grab... Oh, will this fit? No, not that one. I'm looking at this one. Will this one fit? This one might fit. This will be cool if this fits. I've got the Frasers and Frames dies. Let's see if this one fits. Ooh, yes, it does. Let's use that one. All right, we'll run that through. Move everything out the way. And then we're nearly done. All right, pop that on there. I just want to thank everybody that comes along and watches me every week for Breakfast with Beck and Wing It Wednesday. You know, if you guys weren't here, I certainly probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to myself every week, that's for sure. So I just want to thank you all. It really does mean the world to me that you come along and you watch me, you know, for half an hour or so craft and drive you nuts and boring and whatnot. So, all right. So I think I'm going to just pop that on there, but I'm going to grab my Bailey Blush ink and I'm just going to run that over the top here just to highlight some of those raised pits. And with these new felt ink pads, it is just a matter of holding it flush and then letting it like roll over the top of that. And then that's the kind of look that you get. So it kind of looks like an explosion, which is really cool. And then I'm just going to glue that one. No, I'm going to put dimensionals on that one. Let's put some dimensionals on the corners of that one. Go one in each corner. Like so. And then we'll put that down here. Move that out of the way. And then we'll glue our little Let's Celebrate to the inside there. Just like so. And there we go. What do you think? Do you like it? You've got lots of shimmer on the balloons happening. And there we go. Open it up and you got your balloons popping up. Open it down and it goes, that's pretty cool. And it'll still stand like a normal card, and it folds flat for postage, but it's got that awesome pop out feature on the inside there. So, oh, Gigi, I'll put the measurements up for you, Dale, for the pop up bit. But yeah, super cool. Awesome fold, I reckon. And like I said, it still stands and it's amazing. So I really, really like it. And it is really, really, really easy to do. So yeah. So don't forget, I've got my color swatches for sale as well. I've got some already cut here in the studio, all ready to go with the stickers already on the back. So it makes it super easy when you're reordering. And also when you're laying your cards down, you can then also see what color mats you think would fit nicely onto your card. So there we go. So these are for sale. They're $15 each, and I've got the little trimmers as well for $12. So let me know if you would like one. All right, I'm going to flip you back around. So there you go. What do you think? Do you like that one? I really like that fold. It is really, really easy to do. It's like not hard at all, and it folds really well. It's just really cool. So all right, ladies, I will leave you all for today. I have to go shopping for a washing machine, one of those dull, mundane, boring things that we've got to do. Might convince him to get me some lunch while we're out, but then I am going for all-you-can-eat Japanese tonight, so maybe not. All right, guys, well, I hope you have an awesome weekend. Don't forget, we've still got the join offer if you'd like to join my fabulous team here in Australia. You can get the re-inkers for free at the moment if you join. There's somewhere here, I don't know, my desk is an absolute mess at the moment. And we've also got Paper Pumpkin subscriptions, but you have to order by the 10th to get next month's one. So super cool paper pumpkins that get delivered every month. So, and if you're in New Zealand, I've got a lot of New Zealand friends watching. Make sure you jump over to Fiona's page, Fiona Carson, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, and jump onto her as well. And if you're in New Zealand and you want to join an awesome team, go and join Fiona's team because she's like #1 and amazing. All right, guys, I will talk to you all on Wednesday for Wing It Wednesday. If not, I'll see you back here next week for Breakfast with Beck. No worries, Ruth. I can pop one of those away for you. Too easy. All right, have a good weekend, and I'll see you all when I'm looking at you next. Bye for now.